Well, for our last video in this section, we're going to do one more problem where we graph the circle. This is the equation of the circle, but it's written in that general form. So we're first going to write it in standard form and then graph it. So the good news is, let's see, what is the good news? The y, there's no y term. There's a y squared, but no other y term. So we're only going to have to complete the square once in x. We don't have to complete the square in y. You'll see why. Let's put x squared plus 3x. So we got rid of we put the x terms together. Leave some space, or if you want, you can put the plus sign. Plus y squared. And there's no y term. And then add the fraction. Since it's negative 23 over 4, we need to add 23 over 4 to both sides. So once again, y squared, we don't have to do anything with this one. We just need to complete the square with this. Okay, so the magic number is going to be 3 over 2, right? Take half of that, put it in parentheses, and square it, which gives us 3 squared over 2 squared. When you square a fraction, you just square the top and the bottom. 9 over 4. So, plus 9 over 4, and then plus the y squared. Okay, so I need to put plus 9 over 4 on the right-hand side. If you add something to the left, you have to add it to the right as well. All right, so now this part that I'm circling lightly is a perfect square, just like y squared is a perfect square. Let's see what that is. Well, it's going to be x. Since this is a plus, not a minus, I know it's going to be x plus something squared. And all it is the number that I squared down here to get 9/4. It's a square root of 9/4, which is 3 over 2. That's it. So what I have lightly circled here is a perfect square. Notice that 9 over 4 is a perfect square fraction. 3 over 2 squared gives you that. Plus y squared. And if you wanted to, I would never do it, but it wouldn't be wrong if you wrote y minus 0 in parentheses squared. Equals, and what is this right-hand side? Well, they got a common denominator. 23 and 9 is 32. What is 32 over 4? Oh, that's a nice number. 8. Well, we're more than halfway done. Graphing it is quite easy. Okay, so the center is what? The center of this circle is going to be negative 3 over 2, comma 0. Because this is like y minus 0, quantity squared. Radius r is, well, r squared is 8. So r is going to be radical 8, which is 2 radical 2. So in this one, we're going to have to estimate a little bit, and that's fine. We just need to be close. The center is going to be, what did I say the center was? Negative 3 over 2. That's negative 1.5, comma 0. So it's on the x-axis, and it's right in between negative 1 and negative 2. Here's the center. Now, what is this distance? Actually, this one's easier to figure out than this, I think. They're the same number. What is radical 8 equal to? Well, you're not going to tell me exactly as a decimal, but it's close to radical 9, right? Radical 9 is 3, so radical 8 is just a little bit less than 3. So we need to go to the right, 1, 2, 3, a little bit less than 3. Go up, 1, 2, 3, a little bit less than 3. Go to the left, 1, 2, 3, a little bit less than 3. Go down, 1, 2, 3, a little bit less than 3. We'll see how good we can make it look. And that's not a very good circle, but it would have been easier with graph paper, I think. So the center is -3/2, comma 0. And then all we need to do is just draw all of the points that are this distance away from the circle. Okay? And last, number 10 is just a question, really. The equation of a circle is, of course, a relation. Anything you draw in the plane, in the xy plane, is a relation. It's a bunch of ordered pairs. But is it also a function of x? Well, we know it's not a function because it doesn't pass the vertical line test. Notice that the y-axis, a vertical line, hits it more than once. There and there. So it is not a function of x. And that ends this section and chapter.